In this video, we are going to see how you can add a frame in your scene and to customize it. Let's get started by adding a frame in your scene. But first of all, you must make sure that you have selected the right group layer. Also, make sure the group layer is turned on. Now we will take our frame by selecting it and dragging and dropping it in our scene. If we want to have a more realistic size for our frame, we will look at the size references and turn on the A series because we have a A2 from the A series frame. Then we can see that our frame is a little bit too little, so we will resize it a little bit bigger. Now we can close our size reference. And we can see that our frame is behind the object. Those pixels are in the helpers, as you can see here. Then we will resize our scene. To do so, press the key C and the cursor icon will change. By pressing the key Alt while dragging the corner or a symbol in the centers, you can resize from the center. In our frame group, we have multiple layers. Some layers are for the effects of light and shadows. Those are for placing your smart objects that you can see in red. The blue one are for changing the frame material, and the green one are for changing the frame colors. And the last one is the shadow layer. You can change the shadow by changing its color, of course, and changing its opacity. This is how you change the colors of your frame. You can change the wood type by opening those smart objects. The frame material is divided into parts, vertical and horizontal, so that you can have different styles that you can mix together. You can see different textures. They are mostly wood textures. Here we will choose this texture. Note that you can add your own texture. There are two types of effects, matte and glossy. Each has two layers, a black and a gray one. Generally, the black one is for reinforcing the lights, and the gray one is for the light and shadows. The glossy effect can be very interesting if you want a metallic effect, and you can have the matte or glossy effect. You can change between. You can change the opacity, the blending option. Or if you want a plastic effect, you can change the glossy for shadow and light in soft light blending instead of overlay. The two layers for matte are going together, and the two layers for glossy are going together. They don't play exactly the same role, that's why we need them both, but you can play with them as much as you want. For now, we will use the wood texture, so the matte effect seems more appropriate. I will just decrease the opacity to 30%, because for now it's a little bit too strong for what I want. Next, I will put my art in the layer named Your Content here. To do so, I will double click on the Smart Object icon. Just to show you quickly, I will make a random shape and I will save the Smart Object so that you can see it will be updated in my scene. Every content that you add here and save will be updated on your frame. Now, let's say that we want to have a mat board. So for that, we will place our design into the mat board smart object. Okay, now I placed my image in the smart object. Make sure that you are placing your design in the group with the mask, because we want the design to be restricted to a certain part of the image. Note that the effects layers can modify your image, so if it doesn't suit you, you can either edit the effects settings or you can turn it off. And that's it for this video. If you need any help, feel free to ask a question in the comment below or to reach out to the customer support. See you in the next one.